What's up? Today I'm going to be doing a practice interview with the Miss Grand International, I believe is what it's called, competition. I've only seen the walk. I think it was their equivalent to the evening gown event, and it looked fantastic. And I do agree with all of the top choices, both the ones that Victoria picked out, shout out Victoria Inc., and the ones that the actual judges picked out for that particular event. The Q&A portion arguably is the thing that I'm most unprepared for now that we've had our first rehearsal today. So I'm hoping to use this to break out into it, because I know we'll probably be doing that together, but I don't think anybody wants to hear my answers after having not practiced at all. So let's get into it. Gorgeous.
Beautiful. Good evening, Pia, and good evening, Philippines. What do you prefer more, to be seen on TV or to be heard on radio?
Do you prefer to be seen on TV or heard on radio? I think it would depend on what I'm talking or presenting about, right? Because lyra is not really something that's transferable to radio. I mean, you can hear the metal shaking every once in a while as I do something big, but it's just not quite the right medium to capture it in. Let's see what she says.
First and foremost, I'd prefer to be seen on TV because both audio and visual, we do learn so much from that. And given my experience as a radio host raising social political awareness amongst the youth, I think it's about time that I take it up to the next level with this platform, Miss Universe Philippines 2022. Thank you so much.
I got goosebumps. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got goosebumps too.
Next up, let's call in Miss Cebu Province. Hello.
Hi, Pia.
What's the best feeling you get from riding a motorcycle?
I don't know if this is a general question or if Miss Cebu specifically rides a motorcycle, but I think after seeing my grandfather, who was 80 years old at the time, in China riding the motorcycle, I think this is just this feeling of liberation, a feeling of freedom. And I definitely got that feeling when I first moved to this city. This is the first time I'm in it for real, not just for school or something temporary. And I think similar to being on a motorcycle, it's just one of those flexes of adulthood that you get to experience if you're privileged and if you work for it.
The adrenaline. Being a woman and the youngest amongst a family of 4, people would always worry about me driving a motorcycle around town. But I believe it promotes bravery, and it promotes that any woman can do whatever she sets her mind and heart into. Thank you.
I think I'm gonna try that. Thank you.
Good answer, Steve.
Next up, Miss Bohol. Hello.
Hello, Miss Pia.
You are a free diver. What's your best underwater discovery?
As someone who's not a free diver, my best underwater discoveries include I just like spotting the shells in the sand. I know you can see them on the shore and you don't have to be underwater for that, but it's just learning that even as you're scraping the surface, there's some continuity between the land and where the water starts to meet.
It's the beauty of Bohol in a completely different angle. And I wish more and more people could get into freediving so that maybe I could tour them when they go to Bohol so we can discover more of the beauty that is very unique from a different perspective, because there's really so much more to Bohol and the Philippines than meets the eye.
I think I'm gonna try that. Thank you, Miss Bohol. Next up, Cebu City.
Do you all see these gowns?
Good evening, Pia. You look absolutely stunning.
Good evening, and you too.
Thank you.
What's the best takeaway that you have from teaching?
What's the best takeaway I've had from teaching? Unless if you can understand why somebody else doesn't understand a concept, you don't understand the concept. And I think that's a great thing with not only children asking, but even adults who have no idea of a certain topic or of a certain specialty, and they're asking you these questions. You can't just be saying, that's just how it is, or because I said so, if you're a parent especially. I think if you're really going to advocate for the truth for things, that you need to be able to explain it from front to back. And I think that's the gift of teaching.
I am a deeply anxious and shy person. So teaching has always been about me claiming power, claiming authority, and claiming my voice. And so when I started teaching, I learned to become this confident and outspoken person, and I realized that my voice was to be heard, whether people wanted to hear it or not, because whether they like it or not, they're paying me to teach them, so they have to listen to my voice. Thank you.
Thank you. We wouldn't mind listening to your voice all day.
I love this because being a teacher of anything requires a little bit of authority. If you're constantly sounding like you're unsure of yourself, then people won't really take you seriously. I didn't end up answering every single question in this video. This might take a little bit too long if I were to, but I figured I would step back and reflect anyways without just blindly answering all the questions and not really learning anything from it. I think first things first, they're seeming to look a lot for personality in these questions, especially because a lot of them are unique to the contestants, as I'm finding out. So it turns out that they're not hitting them out of left field, asking them questions about, oh, have you ridden a motorcycle and how was it? When there's probably a small chance that most of the contestants haven't. But what I really like about these is that you don't have to be so matter of fact, and that's one thing that I'm working on. A lot of times it can be that deep, and that's kind of what they're looking for with some of the questions, but oftentimes it's not, and I think you can just respond and keep it playful and lighthearted when the mood calls for it. I actually don't know the breakdown of my viewers. If any of you are in Miss Asian Chicago this year's cohort and you're watching this and you haven't done any of the Q&As yet, I hope maybe you found this helpful or at least entertaining and just getting to know me a little bit better and how I've been practicing and just going through the motions. And if that's the case, thank you, I'm glad, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.